Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to demonstrate how to check for a plenum leak in a Dodge Magnum engine with a two-piece intake manifold. Now in this case this is my 2001 Dodge Ram 1500, but I believe this problem is common in the Magnum engine across several vehicles. So this would apply to the second gen Rams, second gen Dodge Dakotas, and first gen Durangos that had the Magnum engine. So if you found this video, then you're probably already well aware that while being a pretty durable engine, the Magnum did have sort of a weak point, which is the two-piece manifold that was used on it. And the issue is that the bottom plate of the manifold, which is referred to as the plenum plate, tends to separate from the intake manifold itself, and when that happens you get a couple problems. You have a vacuum leak, and you also start sucking oil from the crankcase into the intake manifold. So it's pretty well known that this is a common issue. There's a couple of theories as to why this happens. Some people claim that the issue is that Chrysler used a aluminum intake and a steel plenum plate on the bottom, and the issue stems from the steel and aluminum expanding at different rates, causing the gasket to fail. I don't know if that's true or not. There's another theory, and this probably sounds more plausible, that when they tapped the threaded holes in the bottom of the intake for the plenum plate bolts, either the holes weren't tapped deep enough, or the bolts that were used were a little bit too long, so the bolts would actually bottom out before they reached their full clamping force on the plenum plate. So to fix this, there's a couple of options. You can just replace the entire intake manifold with a one-piece aftermarket, which is probably the most foolproof solution, but it's expensive. I think those manifolds go for $500 or $600. The other solution is to get a repair kit, remove the intake manifold, and change out the bolts in the plate on the bottom, which is what I've done. And some of you may have already seen my series on that. I'll be sure to link it to this video. But one thing that I always meant to do in post was show people how to check for the problem in the first place, and I really should have done that at the same time as when I posted the other video showing how to repair the issue, but I'm just now getting around to it. So anyhow, there's a couple of different ways we can check for this. We can check for vacuum in the engine crankcase, and then we can also remove the air cleaner housing on top and peer down through the throttle body into the intake manifold to see if we can see any motor oil in there kind of pooled up, which would be a pretty telltale sign that the plenum plate gasket has failed and we're sucking oil into the intake manifold. So having said all that, I'm going to begin with the first test, which is to check for vacuum in the engine crankcase. So I'm going to reposition, and we'll move along with that. Alright, so as I just mentioned, the first method we're going to use to test for a plenum problem is to check for vacuum in the engine crankcase. Now, most of you watching this probably understand what that means, but I'll see if I can explain this in simple terms for those who may not be as experienced, and I'm not claiming to be an expert myself, but basically an internal combustion engine creates what you call vacuum on the downstroke of each piston as it draws in air through the intake valves. So you're essentially sucking in air, and that creates negative pressure, which creates vacuum. and you know, several systems on the car are driven using that vacuum created by the engine. But in this case, we're going to check the hose coming off of the PCV valve, positive crankcase ventilation valve, which is right here, which allows combustion gases that might make their way into the engine to be drawn back out via this hose. So this is the valve cover here. Those fumes can pass through this hose and go into the intake manifold, which is this big aluminum thing right there. And there's a like a nipple on the side of it that hose connects to. We should never have vacuum in the engine crankcase unless there is a leak in the plenum plate. So basically the intake manifold should be completely isolated from the inside of the engine by the plenum plate and gasket. So we should never have, for lack of a better term, suction in the engine. But if we do find it there, then that's a telltale sign that there is an issue with the plenum plate. So what we're going to do is, with the engine off, we're going to remove this hose from that nipple. And I'll see if I can do this with one hand. I'm not sure if I can because it's been on there for a while. But basically, I pulled the wrong end off the PCV valve, but that might make it easier to twist the hose off of there. There we go. So I've got the hose removed. And now what we want to do is cover up that nipple. We need to block it off somehow. I'm probably going to use a piece of duct tape and just wrap it around a couple times to make sure it's sealed good and tight. You want to make sure that whatever you put on there is not going to get sucked into the engine when you turn it on. So just whatever you use, make sure that it's securely fastened to the outside and can't get sucked in. So let me grab a piece of duct tape and apply that, and we'll move on. Okay, so I actually decided that it was going to be easier to plug up that nipple if I put the rubber hose back onto it and then just taped up the end of the hose, because it's kind of tight getting my fingers back in there. So I've done that. Now we've got this sealed off, and now we need to go on to the other side of the engine compartment and locate this hose, which runs up to the air filter housing. And this should come off fairly easy. We just want to slide that off, okay, and set that aside. So now, in theory, we have completely isolated the engine itself from the intake manifold. There should be no way for there to be vacuum in the intake manifold, because we have separated the intake system, you know, here at the housing and over here at the manifold from the engine compartment. So now, if we start the vehicle and we place our finger over the end of this hose, which runs down to the valve cover, which is part of the engine, if we put our thumb over that with the engine running, we should not feel any suction at all on the end of this hose. If we, however, find that there's a great deal of suction here, then you can be fairly sure that the plenum plate on your truck is leaking. You know, you've got a gasket failure between the manifold and the plate. So I'm just going to go turn the ignition on and come back around here, and we'll place our thumb here and feel if there's any suction. Sit tight. Okay, as you can hear, the engine's running. So now we just need to carefully reach in and grab the end of the hose. Just be mindful of the belt, serpentine belt, and the fan blade spinning below. But you want to place your thumb over the end of that rubber hose, hold it there for a second, and when you pull it away, see if you feel any suction. Thankfully I do not, which should hopefully mean my plenum plate is still holding. But when I had this issue before, before I repaired the plenum gasket, it was quite obvious that there was suction on this hose when I did this test. So it should be pretty clear whether or not you have an issue by performing this test. If you do this and find no suction but you want further peace of mind, then we can try the other method, which is going to involve removing the air intake hose and the air filter housing, and then that'll give us access to the throttle body, which is underneath here, and we can open the throttle plates and look down inside the intake manifold to see what we find in there. So I'm going to turn the truck off, and we'll move on to that next. Now, if you did find that you've got a lot of suction here, you can still do the next step, but it's more than likely going to be that you already have you have a plenum gasket leak. And like I said, I'll be sure to link my series on repairing that problem to this video. Alright, so sit tight and we'll move on to the other method.